Now we can go on to watch this jerks.
Okay. I went to a live stand-up comedy show. I took my parents and my wife to see Jefferies. He's an Australian comic. He had his own TV show, I think. He was very funny. We went to, it was at a Westbury Music Fair, and he did a 2 hour and 20-minute set, which is a long comedy set.
That is a lot of comedy.
And he was competent, he was really funny. He killed. It was very interesting to watch somebody up close who was so good at that. And he even said at one point, he said the room was very well lit so he could see the audience. And he said, if somebody walked out at some point, he was doing Trump jokes or Biden jokes, and somebody walked out. And he's like, oh man, I thought I saw that guy get mad during the Trump joke. I thought I was going to bring him back with the Biden joke, but he just walked out. And he's like, I got to be honest, the room is well lit, and I'm just looking around the room, seeing who I'm not getting to laugh, and just knocking you off one by one. And that's probably why the show was so long, right? But it was it was really cool to just see somebody who's so.
Was it a good crowd?
He killed. I mean, so yeah, they do a lot of drinking at that place. Have you been there recently? Westbury Music Fair? It's a very strange venue. It's a theater in the round. It's 1,500 seats, small stage in the middle. And the lobby is just 6 different bar lines, in different directions. Just a crisscross of people waiting for drinks at different bar counters that are probably all serving the same stuff. I don't even know. But it's that's the ambiance of the place.
And they're all $30 a drink.
I didn't even look, but it was filled. The lines were filled. Each line was filled to the back of the room.
I saw Jon Stewart and John Mulaney there.
Oh, that's a great place to see it, to see them. Because it's really fucking small. Because it's in that round. And the prices were good too, I thought. It's not a commercial, by the way. I paid for my tickets.
But it's my favorite place to see a show. Because it's a 10-minute drive away.
Right.
It's easy to park.
Right.
And it's tiny and inexpensive.
Yeah,
so
it was cool.
I mean, we saw, what did we see? When we saw Bare Naked Ladies and Toes of Wet Sprocket, that was at the Tilla Center, which is a similar vibe, but bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger. This was cool, man. He could have spit on us. I saw him spitting, and he could have totally got us,
I've seen
Gallagher.
so many shows there. I saw Gallagher there.
No way.
I saw Gallagher there in the 90s.
Did you get splatted?
No, I was too far back. I saw Weird Al there.
Oh, that's like a dream concert. I don't think he would play there now. He's too big.
I saw, who else did I see there? I saw George Carlin there.
What?
Mm-hmm. Twice.
Oh, man.
I saw Carlin there twice.
I feel like you'd be a stand-up comic after that.
I wanted to. I saw, who else? I saw Robert Klein there. That's a weird one. Yeah.
Wow. A lot of heat.
A lot of heat.
Weird Al's coming to town this summer.
Yeah, he's got another tour. He's always got another tour.
He's coming to the Megacorp Pavilion.
Megacorp?
Yep.
What is that?
It's in Newport, Kentucky, right across the river.
What is Megacorp?
I don't know. It sounds like a pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure that's the company from Saints Row that you're friends with.
That's weird.
Crackdown? Aren't those the bad guys in Crackdown?
Yeah, the Megacorp. I might check him out at the Megacorp Pavilion.
Right. Anyway, shout out to Jim Jefferies for doing a really long show. I had to pee though. That was the only problem. And my parents were there and they're old, and I was wondering if they were dying, like falling asleep and stuff. But they were laughing. But it's some very awkward jokes about old people getting erections, sitting next to my dad. Anyway,
He's pointing to himself, going, "That's me."
No, I can get a boner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can get a boner.
Exactly.
He doesn't. His voice is not high. No. How about some movies? We got so many fucking movies on this list.
What is this? What is this first one? I don't even know what that is.
There's a movie called Thanksgiving.
Okay, is it about Thanksgiving?
It is about. It's an Eli Roth movie. It's a horror movie.
Is it a killer turkey movie?
It's a killer pilgrim.
Oh, killer pilgrim.
It's a guy in a pilgrim mask.
Would that be a Kilgrim?
So I actually watched this movie with Randy, who put the question on who submitted the question. He told me that he listened to the show, actually. He did not tell me that he posted a question or a comment. I will say one thing. I don't like these type of horror movies, and this one is
I was going to
super.
say, this is not your usual bag.
He likes it. He likes these types of movies, so he wanted to watch one, and I picked it because it had a good Rotten Tomato score, and it was free on Netflix. So, but
he came over and watched it at your house?
I went to his house, actually.
Oh, his house.
He was smoking some meats. That's how he got me to come over.
Oh, okay.
And so there's a great Black Friday shopping connection to this movie that anybody who's listening to this show would want to watch. It's very graphic. So I'm warning you right now. And it happens in the beginning of the movie. But if you're a CAGcast user or Cheap Ass Gamer user or CAGcast listener, you can't not be interested in the Black Friday connection to this movie. And it's right in the beginning. So I would recommend Thanksgiving just for that. But it's very disgusting. I watched the movie with my hand over my eyes for a lot of it. But it's good for that type of movie if you like that horror slasher movie. I felt like it was an homage to the 90s slasher movies.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah. But you should watch the beginning. You should watch the beginning for the Black Friday scene.
I'm good.
Ship, you should watch it. Just make sure there's no kids in the room.
No promises.
Maybe just go on YouTube and watch the clip. I'm sure it's on there. The second movie we watched was Rebel Ridge, which Wombat had talked about on the show a few months ago. It's on Netflix, and I remember he said he liked it. And so Mrs. Cheapy and I watched it, and we also liked it. But again, it's too long. I felt like this movie could have been an hour 50.
Said, and now that once you said it, I can't not think about it. The movie's long on purpose because I know that you're going to zone out and scroll on your phone for a little bit, and then you're going to look up again back at the movie. That's why.
This guy, I felt like I understand. I remember when you said that, you reminded me that you had said that. But I feel like it's just they made it a little too complicated for no reason. And they were because I didn't pick up my phone once. I don't look at my phone when I watch movies.
No, I didn't. It's a good movie. Yeah.
I'm just saying I was paying really close attention, and I had trouble following the crimes that were being committed, every 100% comprehension. I did not have that. And the movie was long and I still didn't have that. So I feel like it was a little too complicated for no good reason. It didn't affect the message of the movie at all to make the crime that was being committed a little complicated. So I'm not sure why they did that, but I would still recommend the movie a lot. I thought the acting was really good. Don Johnson is a very good villain, very unlikable, and the lead was really good as well.
He's the new Green Lantern.
He is the new Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's cool. He was really good
Don
in this.
Johnson, the other guy.
I was gonna say, how did he get that part? I mean, wow.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know the guy's name? The actor's name?
No, I don't. I'm bad.
I can't even remember the character's name.
Yeah. Nope. The only actor whose name I can tell you off the top of my head in that movie is Don Johnson.
Don Johnson. Yeah, it was good though. It was good. Rebel Ridge. You should check that out. It's a cool. I will say there's a few scenes in there that are incredibly tense. Where I was I was sweating watching them. In the beginning. I don't want to ruin anything. You should check it out. Some cool shit in there. What else we got? Watch this, jerks.
I went and watched Wicked with the family.
In a theater?
Yes, at the theater. That is a really good musical.
Were people singing in your performance?
No.
Okay.
No.
I heard that's a problem that's happening.
Sure. I'm sure it's not super widespread.
I heard
Did
it's a
you
pandemic.
hold space with the lyrics? Were you holding space?
I was not.
What do you know what he's talking about?
I do not.
I know because they played that on Howard Stern.
Oh, did they?
There's an
Did
interview.
they really?
There's an interview. He's Howard's I understand. I understand the musical Wicked is it's good and all that, but why are people making such a big deal of Wicked? And he played this interview with, I think it's Ariana Grande and the other actress or somebody, and the reporter is saying people are really connecting with one of the song Gravity something.
Defying Gravity. Yeah.
Defying Gravity, and people are holding space with Defying Gravity or something. And Howard's like, I don't know what that means, and they're trying to figure out what that means. And then they're like, well, this song must be fucking amazing, and they play the song, and it sounds just like every other like Broadway song, you know. And
That's a good one.
There are a lot of good ones. It's a good one, but they all
No,
sound like the same pretty much.
Like I said, the interviewer, you do realize I've known that person for almost 20 years.
The interviewer?
Yeah.
Who's the interviewer?
Tracy?
Tracy who?
No one you know. It's someone I work with.
Oh, okay.
Currently.
Oh, okay. the holding, what was it? Holding space.
Holding space.
So what does that mean? They didn't know. They never really got an answer on Stern. Howard just started making his own musical, I think, after that. Started singing over something.
I am still not
You don't
quite
know.
sure what. I have no idea. I just thought it was funny to see someone I know, and like it came across my TikTok feed, and I'm like, what is going on here? And I could see like it had the watermark in the corner for the company, and I'm like, what is going on here? And I'm like, then it's like two TikToks later, same thing again with someone else, and like it became this thing, and then the next thing I know, it's all everyone was talking about at work.
So can you make money off that? The company.
I mean, sorta.
Is it your reel that's making, or whatever, your TikTok that's making?
It's sort of not all hours, but it gets the name out there.
Right. I think I made $4 on the CAGcast TikTok, but I don't think I reached the minimum payout, and then I stopped posting.
Didn't hold enough space.
I didn't hold enough space in the TikTokiverse.
But no, I mean, it's part one, which I don't feel like was really advertised until you get to the theater, and then like on the marquee,
it says
like
part
it
one.
actually says Wicked Part 1. It doesn't say that on any of like the advertising or any of the trailers.
They don't want you to know until you're right about to hand that money over, so you can't sue them.
Right. So I feel like a lot of people probably got there and like, Part 1, okay. But like visually, it's really nice. Like the whole it's worth seeing in a theater. I know you're gonna see it at home, Cheapy, but
it's good over here.
It's really good. It'll be really good there too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I like musicals and shapes. There's a lot of shapes.
Is there an intermission?
No.
No.
Yes, about a year-long intermission until part 2 comes out.
Nice.
I saw it on Broadway, so
yeah. Yes. I mean, this will be different than Broadway.
I saw it on Broadway with Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth.
They're in this as well. But visually, like it's
crazy.
It's crazy. Like you're not going to get that on the musical Broadway version, right? Like it's more than just a set.
Ariana Grande.
Mm-hmm.
Ariana Grande.
Yep.
She's my favorite. Do you watch the Hallmark channel?
When I was at my in-laws, I did.
Do you know they made a movie about like the Kansas City Chiefs, like like one of those? You did? You know that Richard Christie from the Stern Show is in it?
I didn't know
He's
that.
He's like a big Chiefs fan. He's the guy who doesn't wash his socks. Yeah.
Who does?
He goes, Go Chiefs!
I haven't watched the Chiefs Hallmark movie.
Or not watch. I don't know. You do get around. Maybe next week it'll be on this list.
I did watch bits and pieces of the Netflix one where Lacey Chabert makes out with a snowman.
Oh, okay. Is that like, what is that called?
That's on Netflix. Hot Frosty.
I saw that and I thought it was a joke.
No, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Is he hot?
Yeah, he's pretty hot.
Does he have a big carrot?
Hot Frosty. He does have a big carrot.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got here? There's a lot of shit on this list.
I watched the Beatles 64 documentary on Disney Plus. There's
another one?
Yes.
Okay? So this takes place in 1964, I guess.
This is just the Beatles' first trip to America. It uses all the footage that was filmed. They had a small camera crew with them the whole time, just 2 people with like a little camera, little black and white camera. So I guess that's a film crew.
Right.
But they filmed pretty much the whole trip. because they went to New York, they had Washington D.C., they go to Miami, they go back to New York again. But so it was a lot of footage that's never been seen before,
Okay. Are they
and
using the super technology to make the footage look like new footage or no?
I mean it's pretty well remastered. It doesn't look
Okay.
grainy and gross.
All
Yeah.
right.
And yeah, I mean, if you're a Beatles fan or if you're interested in what life was like in 1964 and culture and
Hmm.
how the Beatles literally changed everything, and you know, there are things you to put it into the context of JFK died a couple of months before the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan,
Right.
and what was the United States like at that time, and the rise of the teenager and changing taste in music and
Hmm.
what was popular musically before the Beatles and what was popular musically after the Beatles are two very different things. And how important this trip was, and also how the Beatles were treated while they were here, and just it's interesting.
Okay. This is just a
Were
movie.
they treated
Yeah,
okay?
it's just one thing. It's a minute 45, an hour 45.
That's good. That's a nice time.
Hmm. Yeah,
We'll watch that.
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
watch
you
that. I might
should.
watch that. What's that on?
That's on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah, I still haven't figured out how to cancel that. So I guess
Mhm.
we're in. Speaking of Beatles, I tried to get Mrs. Cheapy to watch Beetlejuice,
Okay.
and she said, quote, no way.
It's gonna be on Max on Friday.
I don't think the price was what was stopping her.
I know. I'm just saying, like
It
you
can't
could
be
just
good,
watch it
though, right?
alone.
Did she like the first one?
But I mean, the first one was good, but the second one can't be good, can it? Is there any chance that it's like not insulting?
Let's find out next week.
Yep.
On the CAGcast.
Okay. Maybe if I tell her it's free,
Mm-hmm.
she'll be like, home, home, home. All right. What else we got here? Oh, more music documentaries?
Mm-hmm.
They're still making
It
them?
was music documentary weekend for me.
Every weekend is that.
I know. You know what? Everyone needs their comfort food, and that is
Okay.
mine.
How is Yacht Rock?
Yacht Rock on Max is really good.
Wait, it's called Yacht Rock
no,
on
it's
Max?
it's on
Oh.
Max.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. This way, I wouldn't forget which streamer it's on, so I
Okay.
put it on the outline.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because if you recall, we talked about the Netflix Yacht Rock documentary. I think of
Oh,
like,
yeah,
last
that's
year.
right at the top of
Yeah.
my mind. I was just thinking about it before the show, actually.
Well, Shipwreck knows because he watched it,
I watched it as well.
I'm
and
sure.
it was
He lives it.
terrible.
Oh,
It was a bad documentary. It was a
Okay.
bad one. It was medium. It had a lot. It didn't know what Yacht Rock was. It was
Right.
this sort of
Yeah, that was the main problem.
nebulous documentary where they just started calling anything that wasn't heavy metal Yacht Rock, and it didn't. Like I said, it literally did not know what Yacht Rock was. This is a very clear cut. This is what Yacht Rock is. This is who the Yacht Rock artists are. This is what makes something Yacht Rock, and this is what makes something not.
I have a question about Yacht Rock.
Please,
Does it have anything to do with a yacht?
no.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. The term comes from the web series from the early 2000s, but it yes, it defines a genre and a style of music, but it doesn't really have anything to do with yachts. It's more about this era of music in the mid 70s through I'll say early 80s that stems from a specific set of session musicians, really more than anything else, that just happen to find themselves playing on a lot of the same albums, and in some cases even breaking out on their own. The big examples would be like Michael McDonald being a background singer on Steely Dan albums, who is on Steely Dan albums with Jeff Baxter, who then Jeff Baxter becomes the guitarist for the Doobie Brothers, and they're like, we need a new singer, and he goes, I know a guy. So all of this stuff sort of weaves together. And the drummer on those Steely Dan stuffs was Jeff Porcaro, and Jeff Porcaro and his three brothers are all session musicians, and they start a band, and it's called Toto. So all the guys from Toto are still working as session musicians while still being Toto. So that Toto sound is going on all of these other records. So you hear it in Christopher Cross, whose album is produced by the guy who produces Steely Dan. So you have Steely Dan, the Doobie Brothers, Michael McDonald, and Michael McDonald is writing with Kenny Loggins. So it's Kenny Loggins. It's all these things. And it's not an accident that there's this similar sound. It's a similar sound because all of these people happen to be working together during this like 8-year span making this music that literally does still hold up. You know, you listen to that Steely, it holds up. Come on.
It kind of holds up.
What a fool
About
believes.
50% of it
Yeah, not
holds up.
everything. That's a pretty good record. I'm sorry, 50%.
No, I mean like 50% of the hits are still like listenable.
Africa.
Yes.
Africa, What a Fool Believes. Most Steely Dan still holds up. Yeah, most Steely Dan.
I feel like you have to like Steely Dan for it to hold up, and I don't know. It doesn't really do much for me.
Not even like Dirty Work.
I'm not a big Steely Dan.
Peg.
I don't.
Asia.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll watch this as well though.
You watch it. It is very interesting, and it's all, you know, the other. It sort of ends. The yacht rock era ends with the most interesting thing, and it leads into, if you haven't watched the Thriller documentary that's on, I think that's also on Max.
I haven't watched that either.
That's excellent, and they're very much complimentary documentaries.
Oh, okay.
Because
it's like listen to all this crap, and then all of a sudden, Thriller.
It's listen to all of these. It's not even that. It's the Porcaro brothers and what's that guy's name? It'll drive me nuts. The guitarist, Steve Lukather from Toto. Those 4 guys are the session musicians on Thriller. So it's yeah.
Right. I watched The Wiz this weekend too.
There you go.
Nice.
Tie that all together.
Right.
Yeah. I'm saying it does. It all ties together. It's I find it all kind of fascinating. That it's like, why? Yeah.
You know more about that than I know about anything. Congratulations.
Thank you. I like to know something.
Good. I watched The Watchmen Part 1, which is the new animated Watchmen. I think it just came out. It came out this year at some point, or
I think it came out like a week ago.
Okay. Somehow I tricked Mrs. Cheapy into watching it. I just put it on, and then like we sat through the whole thing. It was really well done. I especially liked like the voice actor for Rorschach. Just grunts a lot, and it was funny. He's just always like, who
is it?
I don't know, but he's just like, a lot. He'll like get some information, and he'll be like, and I just thought it was really funny. Like he just did it a lot, and it was good. The only problem is it just seemed really similar to the movie. Like, I don't know that there was much that was new, maybe a little bit, or if the stuff that was new needed to be there. That being said, it was of good quality. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like, if you love The Watchmen, you're definitely going to watch this, and I think you're going to like it. But it reminded me a lot of the movie. I don't know, like it's just the same fucking thing, but with cartoons. All right. Now that I explained animation to you, let's. Somebody watched Home Alone. Never heard of it.
I saw that live as well.
Like, live? Oh,
well, it was the Cincinnati Symphony was playing the score in the film. So we went and watched that. Where they put up, have you ever been to one of those before?
No. I'm familiar though.
Okay.
With the concept.
Yeah. So you've got the complete symphony that's playing the whole score instead of the movie playing the score.
Wait, but how do they do that? They actually get a cut of the movie with no music in it, and they're not just playing over it?
I don't know. Maybe no. I'm sure they have to get some kind of cut that doesn't have that, or maybe
they just playing over it.
I don't. But if they're talking and stuff, you still hear them talking. So I don't know. Maybe they play over it. I don't know.
I'm just asking the questions here.
They pulled it off.
Okay.
And then there was a. We were treated because one of the cast members from Home Alone was also in attendance in the audience for a performance.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
She was watching, or they were watching.
She was there to watch. I don't know if she got comp tickets or not. I'm not sure. But
Catherine O'Hara?
No, it was not Catherine O'Hara. It was the lady that plays the cashier in the grocery store where Kevin goes shopping and she has that whole conversation with him about whether he's there on his own or not.
Oh
That's a
wow.
very important character.
It is
Right.
very
She made the movie.
she did.
Good for
So
her.
we all clapped when she came on screen.
Hope she got a free ticket.
I hope she did. So Home Alone's still a good movie though. They did a good one there.
I am an original Home Alone hater.
How?
Even when I saw it in the theater, I hated it.
Why? How can you hate it?
I'll tell you why. And it's just
Now
what I
tell me
thought.
that. That's what I'm
Now you
asking you.
know how I feel when you said you didn't like Steely Dan.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
These are my thoughts from when I saw it in the theater, from whenever it came out.
Okay.
I just felt like it was a ripoff of like Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner stuff, and wasn't as funny. That's all. Like that was just my thought. And like, and the kid bothered me. Like
I still remember how hard I laughed watching that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
See, wow, I didn't like it, and the kid bothered me, and I just didn't
But
find
you
it
were like
funny.
jaded. You were like a jaded teenager when this came out.
What year is this?
92?
Home
right?
Alone.
I feel like you were like
1990.
90. Okay.
I feel like you were like at the precipice there where like everything was uncool.
I was 17.
Yeah. Probably
So
not.
old.
That
Probably
explains it.
not where like the prime age to be watching this. Like
No,
you
I
either
was-
need to like have kids or be a kid to
Right.
watch this. Like
Because I was 13 when it came out.
Yeah. I had been through my Roadrunner stage at this point, and Three Stooges and all that. Like Three Stooges, much funnier.
I've never been a Three Stooges fan.
this was the first time I realized that Snakes in the movie. Do you know who Snakes is? He's the guy in the made up Angels with 30 Souls, I think is the name of the movie.
Okay.
That he's watching.
Yeah.
Keep the change.
Yeah. So he's the guy that gets murdered in the film. It's hilarious.
Right.
He is from Goonies. He's the Fratelli who sings. The Fratelli brother.
Robert
Oh.
Davi.
I don't know. Like, of course, Wombat knows this
course.
person's name.
What is it?
Robert Davi.
Okay. I thought you were saying Abu Dhabi.
Robert Davi.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
I'm the original Home Alone hater since 1990. Thank you. Still hating after all these years. I'm sorry. I was 17. I hated everything.
Right.
I was so
right.
close to like having Dr. Strangelove be one of my favorite movies. Like that was only like a year or two away. So like, how am I going to go from like loving Home Alone to like loving Dr. Strangelove? It's like,
I like both those movies.
but not within 2 years of each other.
Yeah, probably within 2 years.
You
of
were
each other.
15 enjoying Dr. Strangelove.
Yes, because we watched it in class in high school.
And you
Wombat
thought
took like 15 years worth of film classes
in high school?
in high school.
We weren't watching anything like that in high school.
Well, my high school was better than yours.
Maybe.
At the time.
I don't know.
Time. Not anymore.
Okay, who knows?
Did they lose their film class money? Is that what happened?
The school I went to, yes, lost its entire budget. Yes.
Yeah.
Sad. Yeah.
TV. We haven't talked about any of the TV shows we've been watching. There's a new show on Hulu called Interior Chinatown with fucking Ronnie Chang and Jimmy O Yang.
Is that any good? I keep seeing
was
stuff. And I'm like,
good.
it seems like it's something I would like. Is it something I would like?
We watched the first episode. It's got kung fu in it. It's got like a little like mystery. Like I'm not really sure if like he's imagining these things or if it's really happening. But it's funny and I like those actors and it's interesting, so I'm sure we'll keep watching it. But we only watched the first episode. I also want to give a shout out to Silo. Steve Zahn is now on the show.
For Nothing You Do?
Yeah, that's not what I was thinking. But his character is really good. And like, he's one of those moments where like, who is this fucking guy? I know who this guy is. I have to like go look this up now because you don't actually see like his face. It's obscured. And it's delightful. That's maybe not the right word, but it's enjoyable. What else?
I started watching Hard Knocks. They're on Max. That's the NFL behind the scenes documentary. They just started up through the rest of the season. There's Hard Knocks AFC North. So it's Bengals, Ravens, Browns, and Steelers.
Is it Bengals or Bangles?
Bengals with an E, not
Bengals.
Bengals. See, it's Bengals.
Bengal. A Bengal tiger.
Yeah, Cincinnati Bengals.
Bengals.
Not Bangles like the band from the 80s.
No. Bengals are our cheerleaders.
Are they really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And Ben Gay is what they put on themselves after the game.
Correct. We have all kinds of puns.
Right.
No, but like the Bengals are having
wait, I should have said wait. And Ben Gay is what Shipwreck is for the team.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Right.
I got it. I got there.
So like the Bengals are having a really bad season. Like
I know.
Like they've
not the worst.
Not the worst. Not like we've had far worse seasons, but like not like they're I think they're top 5 in offense. Like they're scoring like a ton of points every game. It's just that they give up just slightly more than a ton of points every game. So I'm like, it's clear. Like they just played the Steelers this last week. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this because it was just clear watching the game. Like, and I've known this for some time. Like Mike Tomlin, the coach of the Steelers, like he's just one of those guys. Like he's never like had a losing season, and he's been coaching the Steelers for I don't know, a decade and a half, maybe longer at this point.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's clear that like he understands like how to like run a team and win football games, and like he might not have the best.
Very handsome.
Yeah, he is very handsome as well. Like he's what we all aspire to be. Like, and I hate this team, right? Because it's the Bengals rival. But they always beat us, so I don't know if we're their rival or not. But like I just wanted to see like, okay, like what's the difference here, like in the preparation between these two teams and like the message that's been given to like an organization run like the Steelers versus like the Bengals. And like, it's like just very apparent, like the differences between the two.
It's not an accident,
like,
you're saying.
It's not an accident, right? Like
right.
it's a, yes, could the Bengals beat the Steelers? Sure, because we have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and like they're two of the best players in the league, but it's going to come down to like luck, not like we've got this game plan that's going to like consistently win.
Right.
But what did come out of it was Joe Burrow like apparently bought a tumbler from Batman. Like a $3 million tumbler Batmobile that he's just like casually talking to his wide receivers about. So
he can't drive that on the street though, right? Probably not street legal. He can.
In Cincinnati,
yeah,
like he's definitely going to be able to drive that around.
They'll get a police escort.
Joe Burrow can do whatever he wants.
Right, Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, yeah, it doesn't matter. He can do whatever he wants here.
Did you hear? Like I heard Reggie Jackson on Stern, and he was saying like in his heyday, he would be in New York City, and if he needed a ride somewhere, he didn't call a taxi. He would just find a cop and be like, hey, I need to go somewhere. And they would be like, get in. And they would just like have a whole escort anywhere he needed to go.
I'll tell you right now, if I was a police officer now, and Reggie Jackson said, hey, I need a ride.
Yeah, probably now still, if they recognize him.
And I saw it was Reggie, and I recognized Reggie Jackson as Reggie Jackson, I would also say, get in, where do you need to go? If not as a cop, if Reggie Jackson said, hey, I need a ride.
That was a great interview, by the way. I don't know if that's available
I watched,
anywhere.
The Reggie Jackson doc on Netflix.
That's what he was promoting. He was on Stern promoting that, and it was a really good interview.
And a good documentary.
I bet.
He's a very complicated man who went through a lot of bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Just the messaging between the coaches, like it's just like
he also
the Steelers
made a hell of a candy bar.
Yeah, like Tomlin's like he's like, and it could be just the way they have like the show cut or whatever too. But like they just keep showing all these scenes of like where he like appreciates how good like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and our running back are, and it's like these are the three guys we got to stop, and like is like, this is going to be hard. Like we have to like watch out for these things. And then like the Bengals coach is like, we've got a really good opportunity to win this game. It's like, we got to go out and win this. And It's
Right.
like, all right, coach, how? Like,
He's got a concept of a plan.
Okay,
right,
you
The
throw
concept
the
is play.
ball.
Yeah, it's
And
like
you catch the ball he throws.
We're gonna score
Now,
more points than these
sometimes-
guys. That's how we're gonna win.
Sometimes he's gonna give you the ball, and when he gives you the ball, I want you to run forward.
right. That seemed like that was the difference between the
Yikes.
strategies.
You know, that guy probably makes like $10 million a year.
I think he makes like $4 million.
All right. Maybe he gets
Yeah.
some commercials,
Sure.
car
sure.
dealerships and shit. You know,
Yeah.
those cars ain't going to sell themselves.